sir. We back at it. Let me see. I don't want to do the headphones though. No headphone look these days. Are you gonna tell me we live? Damn, I don't think I got YouTube downloaded. Testing, testing. Mic check 1 2. Uh-oh. Bad server. Internet doing bad, huh? Testing, testing. Damn it, I didn't. I'm testing my levels on the stream right now. I'm testing levels on. Mic check 1 2 1 2. Testing. Levels on. I ain't crashed. Mic check 1 2 1 2. Testing. I think. I don't even see the internet right now. Where the heck's the internet at? Mic check 1 2 1 2. Testing. Oh man, that's why it ain't working. I think. Bad streamage. Come on. Kick in on me. Where the heck's the internet at? Huh. Where the hell's the internet? Oh man, that's why it ain't working. Testing. Mic check 1 2 1 2. Come on. I'm not hearing nothing. Huh. Oh, bet that's why. Mic check. Testing. Mic check 1 2 1 2. Come on. There we go. Nothing. I forgot that I had my Bluetooth phone. That's why. Mic check. I forgot I had my phone connected to the Bluetooth of the Rodecaster. Now we should be able to hear. Now we should be good. Testing. Mic check 1 2. Testing. There we go. Mic check 1 2. Oh, it's way behind. All right, let's check this one again. Testing. Mic check. There we go. All right. I think we good to go there. Let's see. Oh, man. We back for another one. They said the real test is when you don't feel like doing something and you do it anyway. And so, I ain't gonna lie, I didn't feel like doing this tonight, but I started watching the football game earlier and started writing up my little script, and I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna do it. So we're gonna do it because we got some stuff going on. We got some stuff to talk about, and so why not? Let me just check one more thing here one more time. Oh, you get back. Let's record here. go. Yes, sir. Welcome back to another episode of the Thorn City Spotlight Show, SNL, live from Thorn City HQ. It's your boy, Naeem Hall, the Thorn City Podcast guy. In tonight's Saturday Night Live episode, I'm not chasing progress anymore. I'm recognizing alignment. The pieces I built separately are starting to connect without me pushing them together. And so that's how I know I'm on the right path. The Thorn City Spotlight Show isn't just conversations. It's a platform for entrepreneurs, creators, and community builders who are building something real and need the infrastructure to match. Because visibility isn't about fame. It's about focus. This is the Thorn City Spotlight Show. But before we get into that, I need y'all to tap in on the tap in one time, like my bro Seasoning would say. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Like this, comment on it, share it, follow the page, all that good stuff. Because that's how the algorithm works, and that's how we grow. So, if this show ever gave you any type of game, any insight or perspective, that small action goes a long way. So, I appreciate it, man. So, we just going to get right on into it. I know I'm late. I'm on a late train. I know I usually like to do the 8 to 10, but got caught watching that good football game, so we're here now. So what's good, Thorn City? I'm going to start tonight a little different. I'm not here rushing. I'm not here forcing anything. I'm honestly just taking a moment to acknowledge where I'm at right now in my journey. Because honestly, for the first time in a while, things are starting to feel aligned. Not perfect, not finished, but aligned. And so when you've been building something from scratch, those type of feelings matter. So there's a season when you grind blindly. There's a season when you question everything. And then there's a season when things starting to click. And I feel like I'm entering that season. So I'm at the point where the work I've been putting in starts talking back to me, where the vision stops being an idea and starts becoming structure. So I just want to say that out loud. It's good for me to say stuff out loud sometime. It's good for you just to hear yourself talk sometime, to be honest with you. So shout out to my guy Marcus Williams with the Taken. Y'all see I'm repping today. He slid through today on me, man. We had and I know some of you people think that might sound small, but to me that's validation, because it means the system works outside of just me. So shout out to my guy Marcus Williams, man, and Taking Another Path podcast. I appreciate you, brother. And so we ain't rushing anything. We just talk through purpose. We talk through direction. And we talk through what this show is actually meant to do. And so that's the real work. It's building a show versus recording a show. Anybody could record a podcast. But building a show, that's different. That means clarity, intention, and repeatability. We got the cover art done. I'm going to post that up here later. That's the easy part. And so now we're building the messaging, the intro, the outro, and the emotional through line. That's what makes a podcast last. Gratitude and responsibility. Mark is my brother. Like I said, I think I just said it not two seconds ago. But if you're watching this, or if you watch this when I post a clip, something, I appreciate you trusting me with your brand, with your voice, and with your message. That trust carries responsibility, and I don't take that lightly. So let's get it, my brother. Mentorship. Let's talk about it. Slow it down a bit here because somebody needs to hear this. I'm going to slow it down here because somebody needs to hear this, I said. It's okay to lock in with somebody who can mentor you. It doesn't mean you're behind. It doesn't mean you failed. It means you value your time. You can learn by trial and error, or you can learn by proximity. Mentorship compresses time. So that's why Taking Another Podcast matters. It's not just a podcast. It's about deciding I'm not doing it the old way anymore. So personal growth, mental shifts, business decisions, choosing a different path, choosing a different path before life forces you to. So, taking another path is a platform for mental transformation, specifically for men, women, and young adults inspired by addiction, criminality, and Path podcast is a platform for mental transformation, specifically for men, women, and young adults impacted by addiction, criminality, and urban trauma, with the goal of helping them make better decisions through reflection, repair, rebuilding, and reemergency. It's hosted by Marcus Williams. The show delivers direct, honest conversations focused on decision making, accountability, and change, drawing from his lived experience and cognitive behavioral principles. Let me say that one more time. Our lives about, man. We run through shit, man. We get stuff off my brain, out my mind, and into the atmosphere, and we create stuff we can use down the road. Content creation session. And the show delivers direct, honest conversations focused on decision making, accountability, and change, drawn from lived experience and cognitive behavioral principles. Each episode explores how reflection leads to repair, and how repair creates rebuilding, and how rebuilding allows individuals to reemerge as empowered versions of themselves. This podcast speaks to those at every stage of change, from individuals seeking sobriety and stability to justice impacted people, re-entering professional and personal life, to agencies and organizations supporting recovery and re-entry. Once again, shout out to my guy, my brother, Marcus Williams. It's up from here, my brother. Let's see. Which brings me to my own personal growth. No more excuses. Um, on a personal level, I've been doing work too. Um, I met someone who really challenged me to stop making excuses. Stop negotiating with myself. To get up and move my body. To start my day with discipline. So, what did I do? I broke out the punching bag, and I've been back in the fight camp energy. And it's dope. I like it. It's a great program. I'm gonna get a PSA in them at some point, but not tonight. But I'll say this: discipline doesn't just change your body; it changes how you think. When your body is disciplined, your decisions get clearer. You stop reacting, and you start responding. All that shows up in business. And so, quick reminder: a week from today, next Saturday, January 17th. I believe we're getting started at 10 a.m. We up early and getting to it. But January 17th, the Mastermind and Mixer with my Cuddy at Mr. 3 the Hard Way. Y'all make sure y'all follow him. Track suits, we running laps, and we making it. It's a movement. Track suits, we running laps, and it's a movement. So I'll be popping up with Thorn City Spotlight Show. It's about community meeting with attention. And so, speaking of locking in and finding someone who can speed up your learning curve, that's my guy. That's my Cuddy. Mr. 3 the Hard Way. Shout out to him again. Not for only form, and honestly, it's time for me to really tap in and see what it's all about, and see if I can learn how to rebuild, not rebuild. Why does my studio disconnect, man? Did it stop recording too? No, we're recording there. I need this though. Oh man, my Riverside is tripping on me. Shoot. That's weak. What the that about? Um, this is the thing about live. Something happens, there's nothing you can do about it. Why did you stop on me? Live stream is still going. Huh. Well, if anybody tuned in live, we having technical difficulties. All right, I think we might be back. Let's see. Let's go. Whatever. Join the studio. We back at it. Let's see. Huh. There we go. No, that's not working. That's not working. Upload progress. Damn it. Just did already. Okay, go stream. Go stream. No. Huh. My Riverside is tripping, man. What the heck? Gotta love technology sometime. Damn, I don't remember. Damn, I don't remember. I think we did this one. I think we did this one. Okay, let's try this again. Let's go Rodecaster Pro. Okay, oh damn it. Rodecaster Pro. Go stream. Join studio. 3, 2, 1. Okay, I think we back at it. All right, I think we back at it. Let's see. Let me go on back up here. Let's see, where was I at? Let's see. I was speaking on locking in and finding someone who can speed up your learning curve, and I said, my guy, my cuddy, my bro, my fam, Mr. Three the Hard Way. Shout out to him again. Not for only putting on these extremely valuable events. Excuse me. Shout out to Mr. Three the Hard Way for not only putting on these extremely valuable events, but for also welcoming me into a school platform. I've been hearing about the school platform for a while now, and honestly, it's time for me to tap in and see what it's all about and see if I can learn how to build a community. Because it's not just any school. Pro. It's built for entrepreneurs who are tired of playing small when they know they're built for more. This isn't just business training. This is warfare for your next level. Mental sharpness, physical discipline, spiritual alignment. A system they don't really talk about, because once you master it, you become dangerous to mediocrity and untouchable in life. And being inside a space like that really got me thinking about what kind of school I could build. Um, what I want to build is a Thorn City community. What would a Thorn City community look like if it had its own lab? It would be the Thorn City Visibility Lab. And so it's where brands stop hiding, a place where entrepreneurs voice their story and their systems into real visibility that actually converts. This isn't content for clout. It's infrastructure for being seen, being heard, and being remembered. We don't teach motivation. We build repeatable visibility machines. Podcast as a system training, so your podcast becomes a credibility engine, not just episodes. Real clarity on your message, your audience, your offers, your positioning, step by step. Strategy and accountability, so you can create consistently without burnout, without perfection, without tracing chins. Without tracing chins. What'd I say? Real clarity on your message, your audience, your offers, your positioning, step by step, strategy and accountability, so you can create consistently without burnout, without perfection, without chasing trends. Ads, sponsorships, digital screens, partnerships, conversions, explained simply, and then taking it off the screen, pop-up podcast opportunities, studio sessions, real-world visibility plays, because this is where visibility becomes leverage. That's the Thorn City Visibility Lab. Be seen, be heard, be remembered. Yeah, man, because, let's see. Because being social doesn't come natural to me. I've always been quiet, keep to myself. But I've come a long way, and so proud of that for myself. And I'm still pushing. Absolutely. So now, let me see where I want to take you. Let me take you inside my head a little bit, because something shifted for me recently. I finally realized how I want the Thorn City pop-ups to work moving forward. Not just random, but as a system. And so what I'm going to do tonight for the first time is I'm going to introduce the Thorn City Spotlight pop-up series. It's not content chasing attention. It's visibility activation. Real rooms, real people, real energy activated on site. Why do real rooms matter? Studios are controlled. Real rooms are honest. Real rooms show movement, context, and human energy. That's where trust comes from. And POV changed everything. For those that don't know, POV is point of view. And so something else I'm going to introduce tonight is the podcast guide vision, powered by Meta AI POV. Changes how people feel the content. It captures walk-ins, side conversations, laughter, awkward moments, real reactions. That's authenticity, and authenticity scales. So it's content versus experience. Most content is watched, experiences are felt. That's the difference. And so what actually happens at these pop-ups? We bring the studio to you. The space becomes part of the story. The interview is designed for memory, not for ego. The POV captures what cameras misses. B-roll turns moments into assets, and nothing is wasted. What each pop-up produces is, let's see, one pop-up doesn't just create content. It creates authority, recognition, placement, and that's where the screens come in. The digital screens. That's what's going to separate me from the rest of the bunch. Social media is rented attention. Screens are placed attention. When your face shows up where people already are, that's powerful. That's the real goal is conversion without selling. So here's the truth. When people see themselves on social, on screens, in real spaces, they don't ask, how much does this cost? They ask, how do I stay visible? That's the shift. That's the shift I'm on. So a conversion happens. That conversations get distributed. Brands plug into the system. Visibility compounds. And Thorn City owns the red. Listen closely. As I build these systems and I test these processes, the vision is still evolving. And that's not a weakness, that's growth. And so the core realization that I come to is media isn't the product. Visibility is the infrastructure. Podcasting opens the door, but infrastructure keeps people inside. And so we got a little shift going on in Thorn City. So what Thorn City really is still evolving. And so where I'm at right now, what Thorn City really is it's not a podcast brand. It's a visibility network powered by media. Conversations are the entry point, and systems come after. Most creators stop at content. We stop at nothing until content becomes infrastructure. Visibility isn't about being loud. It's about being unavoidable. And so what we're building, podcasts as access points, screens as distribution, systems that compound, and monetization layers that make sense, corporate and legal integration. That's the infrastructure. We don't chase platforms, we build networks. We don't sell episodes, we deploy visibility. We don't rent attention, we place it. And so that's what I'm talking about. That's what Thorn City is. And so as I close out tonight, I like to say some brands are destinations. Thorn City is a network. Some win clients. We build ecosystems. Some create content. We own visibility. You already know what time it is. It's your boy, Naeem Hall, the Thorn City Podcast Guy. I'll be back next week with another SNL edition of the Spotlight Show, Saturday Night Live. I'm going to try and get in here from 8 to 10, but I can't promise you. But I promise you I'm going to be here and I'm going to create my content. And so, but before I let you go, one more time, I need you to tap in on the tap in. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Like it, comment, share it. Follow the show. That's how this platform grows. That's how these conversations spread. And that's how we keep spotlighting the people doing the work. Support is free. Repeat that again. Support is free. And it helps more than you think. I appreciate every single one of y'all who supports the journey. Appreciate y'all tuning in, for tapping in. Until next time, this is the Thorn City Spotlight Show. Be seen, be heard, be remembered. And y'all know what we gonna do.
Man, life is hard, man. God bless my child that can hold his own. I came from nothing. I'm just trying to make something. I did what I had to. Against the gun, just trying to feed my son. I did what I had to. Swallow my pride, I'm just trying to stay alive. I did what I had to. For falling back to pushing a hard line. I did what I had to, and honestly, I was glad to. Cause I'ma do whatever it takes to add to my quality of life. Growing up, it was tough. The youngest of 4 children, both parents screwed up. I wonder if God forgives the drug affected.
Shout out to my guy Jeff Seifert, man.
My mama's syringe and did some things that I truly regret. Walking the streets with my head barely attached to my neck. Flirting with death and know my footsteps made a mess. If my heart stops now, I did my best. Cause after Pops left, it was hard to stay focused. Switching to different school, another eviction notice. The streets caught my attention, wanna see what that's about. It's hard to finish your homework when electricity is out. So I jumped off the porch head first on the avenue. A brave little boy that's doing what he had to do. Damn. Did what I had to. I came from nothing, I'm just trying to make something. I did what I had to. Against the gun, just trying to feed my son. I did what I had to. Swallow my pride, I'm just trying to stay alive.
Shout out to my guy Marcus Williams with Taking Another Path podcast. Appreciate the sweatshirt, brother.
She pregnant with his son. It's gut check time. Gotta provide bar none. And gotta do the right thing for shorty. So that means no more getting high. Drinking 40s, jump back on his feet and got a J.O.B. He bought a car in a 1-bedroom apartment in Southeast. He's stepping up to the plate, cause he's far from a deadbeat. But that don't stop him and her from beefing like red meat. The trials and tribs of kids having kids. What was love is now resentment for all that wrong he did. Her parents just left down South Tennessee. And now every time they fight, she threatens him with leaving. As fate would have it, that would come true. Cause when you left on vacay, that's when she left you. Now your son's out of state, and the pain just aches. And it's gonna cost at least $1,000 for you to see him face to face. So now it's 9 to 5, it's time to get that pay. Cause though time flies by, still time don't wait. But no man, so no man has no time to waste. Can't slack or fall back, you gotta pick up the pace. And though I fall from an angel, and I made my mistakes, I die before I let another man take my place. It's my job to protect and look after you. So just know your dad did what he had to do. I love you, son.
Shout out to my godson, man.
I came from nothing, I'm just trying to make something. I did what I had to. Against the gun, just trying to feed my son. I did what I had to. Swallow my pride, I'm just trying to stay alive. I did what I had to. For falling back to pushing a hard line. What man? What power? Hoodoo. 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 You remind me of a man.
So hard to beat. Favorite song ever, for the record.